Oh, YouTubity do. Okay, so this completes my 5 main characters of my legendary hit manga, Nonz. Okay, so this guy, one of my favorite characters to draw. My friend back in high school said that this was her favorite character, and his name is Keydo. Keydo. Like Key. Yes, so please ignore that. I made a disclaimer in my last video that shit was going to go off. But if you go back, you would understand that. But just from here on, I'm still fixing it. So, okay. So, Keydo is the most fun-loving member of Nonz. He is mentally behind his age, but we just can't help but to love him because he is fucking awesome. Alright? So, anyway, Keydo is the son of one of the most evil members in the entire manga, Kanabi. Kanabi was a toy master who used to work at a toy shop. So that is why Keydo's special ability is to create toys and use them as weapons of mass destruction. He can use his childhood toys. He can improve spit wads, like I said in the last video. He can explode. He can make spit wads that explode within a period of 5 seconds. Okay, so anyway. So, Keydo is a very, very, very joyful character. He's very joyful, he's very playful. Even when shit is serious, he will always have a smile on his face. He will always see stuff through. Yeah, so, Keydo origin is that the reason why he is mentally behind his age is because when he was young, when they were all doing the data stats for how powerful their kid was, Kanabi was outraged that Keydo had not only a low IQ, but he was physically weak, and he came out with bad coordination issues. So Kanabi dropped Keydo on his head. He dropped Keydo on his head on purpose. In order, because he was so angry at the fact that he was such a low-level fighter. So yeah. This guy right here is a fun-loving, outrageous character. You know, the most serious shit can be coming. They can be in an apocalypse and he'll still want to bang his action figures together. He's like, Keydo, fucking run. There's a tsunami. Come on, man. It's like, yes, he is that fucking child. He is that stupid. He is unaware of his surroundings. Very unaware. But he is so fucking charismatic. It's not even freaking funny. You know? So, Keydo's fighting style is based off Usopp from One Piece. Yes. So, what inspired me to do an Usopp-based character, I'm talking about fighting-wise, I'm not talking about personality-wise. Keydo doesn't even know what the fuck a lie is, to be honest with you. Okay, so anyway, Keydo inspired me to make a character like this, because everybody else's special ability is OP compared to his, alright? So Keydo has one main attack, and that's a Spit Wall Bomb. But he also has a Whoopee Cushion reflector. You know, he has hellish anything that's fucking childish, anything that's like a prank and shit that he can get away from. So Keydo, there's another thing to his character. The only thing that scares Keydo is clowns. So yeah, so Keydo has a big fear of clowns, you know. So there used to be a running gag in the manga that Keydo's mom is a MILF. And it's just so funny amongst the group. And yeah, so Keydo is, he's definitely out there. He's an odd one, but he's definitely will probably be one of your favorites. Okay, so his character design is based off Ed, and he has 3 hairs on top. Like, completely different from a lot of anime characters. His hairstyle is 3 hairs on purpose. Alright, so anyway, Keydo's hairstyle, in contrast to Mortal Heroes, which is very complex. And once I get the screenshots from the manga, which will be coming up soon, I'll be having artwork from the manga, custom artwork, and all that stuff for these guys. Okay, so Keydo and Mortal Heroes' relationship, as I stated in the last video, is he is so smart, but Keydo is so dumb, and they just hate each other. But people love Keydo, and people get bored of Mortal Hero. You see the dynamic there? Okay, so yeah, Keydo and Mortal Hero have literally like the most outrageous relationship in Nonz, but Mortal Hero secretly loves Keydo. You know, you can obviously tell that, you know. Because love and hate have a thin bond. Like, a thin line, I should say. Okay, so anyway. So, regarding Keydo, Goodbye loves Keydo. Everybody supports Keydo. They still accept him as one of the boys. They will always accept Keydo. He is just that dude because Keydo is not afraid of anything. He is not. He takes on challenges and he is down for the team. He may not be the strongest, but he definitely works best what he's got. What he's got. So, Keydo has another great technique that involves a boomerang. So I'm gonna let you guys see for yourself. I'm just want to put that out there that he has a boomerang technique that's actually pretty useful. Okay, so yeah, Keydo is the Toy Master Junior. Okay, so moving on to why Keydo is such an important member as Nonz. Every single member of Nonz has something connected to do with the outside world, and every single Nonz member has a family member who was a higher up in the world government, I should say. You know, the hero force. So anyway, which is actually called the Federation in my manga because Federation is based off the Bay Area group. The Federation. Go stupid, go dumb, the Federation. Yes, my comic book. What is the main purpose of my comic? It's just me telling my life story in the Bay Area. But I'm doing it in the anime style. I'm doing what I love to grow. Anything I feel like doing in my manga, I'm going to do it. But I'm not going to do it out of the sure hope of just making a reference. I'm going to make sure it connects. I'm going to make sure that it aligns with the story. I'm not going to make a reference to something without giving it a backstory or without giving it some weight in order to hold the story relevance. Okay, so Keydo, as the series goes on, he somewhat matures, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to love Keydo's development as a character. I have put so much work into his character alone. I've also put a lot of work into Motor Heroes. I put in work to all the characters, because all 5 of them are important. They're essential for the universe. I'm telling you, every single member of Nonz has weight behind them. They have weight on their belt, despite being in that royal bloodline. So yeah, that's the thing. But the thing about Nonz is that they all have issues from the past. They all have certain shit that they just cannot get over. Okay, so let me just put it this way, man. I'm gonna give you a last spoiler. Keydo gets in a fight with a Brainiac, not Morihiro, but he will get into a fight with a Brainiac and Nonz. All right, so someone who views Keydo as a kid who's not smart, who's a fucking dumbass, will fight Keydo. I'm just letting you know right now. That's a disclaimer. I want you guys to understand that, okay? So any fucking way, boy, that guy Keydo will definitely stand out amongst the group. He's very funny. He's very outrageous. I just love everything about his freaking character, you know? He's like, he never gives up too. That's another thing about Keydo is why I love him so fucking much, man. Because he has that mentality. He is everything Motor Hero is not. Instead of overthinking things, Keydo can simplify things, you know? And a lot of this shit works to the advantage of Keydo, you know? So I'm not going to go into too much depth for Keydo because he has a lot of twists in the manga that are kind of important. But I'm going to go into a little bit about his dad, Kanabi. Okay, so Kanabi is a part of an organization, okay? So let me just go to a little bit. So what is Kanabi based off? And why is it traced all the way back to Keydo? So Kanabi is based off Sasori from Naruto because he is the Toy Master, okay? So Sasori because he was one of my mains in Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. Back when I was a sophomore in high school, which is when I started to write Nonz, and I got into the actual phase of making a manga series when I was a junior in high school. So Kanabi was based off Sasori. So Sasori inspired a lot to do with not Keydo's, but Kanabi's fighting style. But it's not completely on point. It's not a complete mimic of Sasori. And so, let me go into further more detail of the origins of why Keydo is so talented. He has that hidden bloodline to be smart because his dad's a genius. So Keydo has that hidden potential in him, and he has to bring it out in the series. Okay, so a little bit more into depth about Keydo. He has no hormones. Alright? He has absolutely no hormones. and I say that metaphorically because he's just mentally behind his age. Like, he focuses on what he's focused on, and girls can be around. He just doesn't care, you know. But also, he's just man out there, you know. And you know what's funny? How he's written is to be that way, you know. But to be honest with you, you're gonna love every single member of Nonz when I get out with this manga. Okay, so let me give you a little synopsis of where Nonz is going, as far as now you guys know that this completes the Nonz cast. The 5 main characters in Nonz go. The main characters: Gabaya Mudioto, who's based off Eris Moody in real life. The guy who could create any weapon he pleases with an emoji, but he must use it to his physical, and he must use his mental, and he must use it in a strategic form. He has to be able to lift a weapon. He has to be able to control the weapon. He has to have enough hyphy juice, aka chakra key, in order to summon the weapon. You know, it is a lot of details that go into using the weapon, more than just, oh, I can summon it, I can summon this, I can summon that. No, there's a lot more details that go into that. So the second main character is Beta Marshall. Beta Marshall is that guy who's a white guy who uses his skateboard to fight, and he does not use his hands while he fights. He only uses his hands for a musical instrument only, whether he's playing the drums or playing the guitar. He does not use his hands, alright? So, Keydo, the third member, who's the hip-hop dancer, who's the rival of Beta, who is the hip-hop fanatic, who's the Asian guy who wants to be black. Okay, so he's a hip-hop dancer, he's a b-boy, he's a turfer, he's all that stuff. He wants to be African so bad. So anyway, man, so Keydo and Beta is basically rock versus rap. So the fourth member, the brains of the group, is Motohiro Taka. Motohiro Taka is by far the smartest member of Nonz as far as overall, and he has a little bit of hand-to-hand combat, but he is physically weaker than the Monster Trio. He is physically, because these are the 3 strongest members, but Motohiro is the brains of the group. So Motohiro has the static string. The static string can stun someone for 5 minutes, and once it stuns them for 5 minutes, he can do a variety of things, and he can only use electricity for defensive and strategic purposes only. He has the stag shield. So that, moving on from Motohiro, the brains of the group, is the dumbest but most fun-loving member of the group, which is the reason why I chose to make this video in an orange thing. One more fact about Keydo is his outfit will be orange. Alright, just throwing that out there. So yeah, so Keydo is the 5th member of Nonz. And he is the dumbest person, but he can use his toys as weapons of mass destruction. He uses anything childish, anything prankish, anything kind of foolish, you know, freaking like, you know, confetti. He can use anything that's, he puts his mind to, but there's a catch behind it, and there's like a prank, but he's the ultimate prankster, okay? So anyway, those are the 5 main members of Nonz. So let me get into where Nonz is going. Alright, so first off, brace yourself, people. The first arc of Nonz will be the Big Al arc. I will go more into detail of the Big Al arc after I get done with Boomer's profile video, which will be coming up pretty soon. Boomer Red Dodger, if you remember from the main character of Nonz, which is the longest video, if you go all the way back, like 20 videos back, you will see that Gabaya Budioto is the main character, and his rival is Boomer Red Dodger. Okay, so the Big Al arc, I'm just going to let you know that is the name of the arc. Now, I'm going to let your imagination figure out what is the Big Al arc about. Who is Big Al? That is for you to figure out. Okay, so that is for you to know when the manga is out. But I'm giving you a chance right now to figure out who is Big Al. So, yeah, that's where it's going. So, that is where Nonz is going. Alright, so without further ado, this completes the 5 main characters of my series, Nonz. The 5 main characters: Gabaya Mudioto, Beta Marshall, Keydo, Motohiro Taka, and Keydo. So yeah, this, my friend, my lovely audience, is the main cast of my series of Nonz. I hope you guys have a good day. Stay lit.